The 2019 Clausura playoffs in Liga MX get underway Wednesday, headlined by a repeat of last season's final between Cruz Azul and Club America in the Clasico Joven. Here's how the quarterfinals matchups will play out. 1. Leon vs. 8. Tijuana. 2. Tigres vs. 7. Pachuca. 3. Monterrey vs. 6. Necaxa. 4. Cruz Azul vs. 5. Club America. ESPN FC's Tom Marshall breaks down each team's strengths, chances, and notable player. 1. Leon vs. 8. Tijuana. Exelos vs. Leon. 10 p.m. ET. Wednesday. Leon vs. Exelos. 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturday. Leon is fun, lots of fun. There were 55 goals over Leon's 17 regular season games, 41 of them in favor of La Fiera. Leon netted 8 goals more than anyone else and had the best defense, 14 goals conceded. For a side not considered amongst the title challenges ahead of the season, Leon, under Nacho Ambriz, has been the feel-good story of the regular season. Angel Mena flopped at Cruz Azul, but has been recording numbers in 2019 that surpass even Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappé in terms of goals and assists. The Ecuadorian has 14 goals and 10 assists in the 17 Clausura regular season games, compared to 19 and 3 from Barcelona's Messi and 17 and 3 from PSG's Mbappé in league play. Obviously, the differences in quality means the comparison is relative, but does highlight his impact for Leon and importance in the Liga. The major negative for Leon is that 19-year-old striker Jose Juan Marcias is set to leave for the Under-20 World Cup after the quarter-final stage, meaning Leon would be without an important player if it can get past Exelos. Standard formation: a 4-4-2, a 4-2-3-1. Most important player Angel Mena. Soccer Power Index to win the Clausura, 16% speed to advance versus Tijuana, 63%. Tijuana just getting into the playoffs has been a major achievement for Oscar Pereja in his first season in Liga MX, but with 8 goals scored in the final 2 regular season games to propel Exelos into the Liga, the border team is full of confidence and capable of causing a surprise or two. This is an experienced team, with 9 of the projected starting 11 against Leon likely to be 27 or older. Up front, strikers Gustavo Bo and Ariel Nahuelpan, supported by wingers Miller Bolanos and Jesus Angulo, Eric Castillo, possess enough firepower to cause damage. Add into the equation the artificial turf at Estadio Caliente and Exelos, an awkward team that likely don't have the quality to go deep into the playoffs, but have enough about them to potentially upset Leon. Standard formation: a 4-4-2. Most important player Gustavo Bo SPI to win the Clausura, 5% speed to advance versus Leon, 37%. 2. Tigres vs. 7. PACHUCA. Pachuca vs. Tigres, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Wednesday. Tigres vs. Pachuca, 8 p.m. ET. Saturday. Tigres are still licking their wounds after losing the CONCACAF Champions League final to local rival Monterrey, but a favorite for the title, according to SPI. Tigres have been here many teams under Ricardo Tuca Ferretti. The possession-based playing style is well established, and it's unlikely the coach will do something as bizarre as leave Andre Pierre Gignac on the bench for a final in Liga MX. Ferretti has experimented with formations this season and has the option of playing with 3 centre-backs. However, despite the second-placed finish in the regular season, there's still a feeling that Tigres have another gear to click into. Gignac will be crucial in that. He's been nursing a knee injury this season, but showed when he came on in the CCL final what a threat he continues to be. The Frenchman will be especially keen to extract revenge on Rayados by winning the Liga MX title. Standard formation: a 4-2-3-1, a 4-4-2. Most important player Andre Pierre Gignac. Speed to win the Clausura, 22% speed to advance versus Pachuca, 63%. Pachucano team created more chances, 219, than Pachuca in the regular season, and there were 58 goals in games involving Los Tuzos, hinting that the playoffs are unlikely to be boring for Martin Palermo's side. The Boca Juniors legend has employed a midfield diamond aimed at exploiting the considerable talents of Colombian playmaker Edwin Cardona, freeing him up to concentrate exclusively on creating. and the team has benefited. Cardona is second in assists, 9 this season, and created 14 big chances, 6 more than anyone else. But there are major concerns for Pachuca in the playoffs. The defense is leaky, 26 goals conceded, and the club hasn't won an away game in the league since October last year. On the more positive side, Pachuca haven't lost at home since last August. Standard formation, a 4-3-1-2. Most important player Edwin Cardona SPY to win the Clausura, 8% SPY to advance versus Tigres, 37% 3, Monterrey versus 6, NECAXA, Necaxa versus Monterrey, 8 p.m. ET, Thursday, Monterrey versus Necaxa, 9 p.m. ET, Sunday. Monterrey's CONCACAF Champions League victory was a boost in the sense that lingering doubts about Monterrey's ability to see out a final and lift a major trophy were cast aside. There had been a notion that the team lacks that steel to see games and championships through. Monterrey is strong in transitions, physical, and tends to press high and with intensity. In sum, a team at ease without the ball. Diego Alonso has been carefully managing his squad this season, rotating players in Liga MX and CCL play so the starting 11 isn't worn out. Standard formation, a 4-2-3-1. Most important player Nico Sanchez SPY to win the Clausura, 15% SPY to advance versus Necaxa, 63%. Necaxa coach Guillermo Vázquez has already achieved this season. Getting Necaxa into the playoffs means the Clausura will go down as a success. And there's really not much to lose going into the series against an expensively assembled Monterrey. Los Rayos have least average possession, 46.2% of the teams in the playoffs, and is a hard-working rather than spectacular side, with the solidity provided by holding midfielders Felipe Gallegos and Fernando González key. They are 4th and 5th, respectively, in the league for ball recoveries. Vázquez could well switch to a more defensive 5-4-1 against Monterrey, but the real issue for Necaxa is that Brian Fernandez has set sail to Portland Timbers. Ironically, he would have been suspended anyway, but given Fernandez scored 12 goals in the 15 games he played and created 36 chances over the season, second only to Cardona, not having the Argentine is a huge blow to Necaxa's chances. Rodrigo Contreras and Eduardo Herrera up front will have to find a way of making up for Fernandez's absence, while goalkeeper Hugo González will be hoping for a strong showing to increase his chances of making the Mexico squad for the Gold Cup. Standard formation, a 4-4-2. Most important player Hugo González SPY to win the Clausura, 6% SPY to advance versus Monterrey, 37%. A 4, Cruz Azul versus 5, Club America versus Cruz Azul, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursday. America versus Cruz Azul, 7 p.m. ET, Sunday. Cruz Azul. It's now 12 Liga 1010th games without defeat for La Maquina, who come into the playoffs in better shape than last season, when they reached the final. Team manager Pedro Caixinha has found a solution to the major headache of losing Ivan Marconi to Boca Juniors. Rafa Baca has played the holding role, with Roberto Alvarado and Yoshimar Yota the more advanced midfielder, leaving Orbelin Plata to fit in almost as a false left winger. Striker Milton Caralho has stepped up this Clausura with 11 goals. Much more would have been written about him but for Mena's ridiculous form. Cruz Azul's strength, however, remains the defense as they seek revenge against America for that Apertura final defeat and the first title since 1997. Standard formation, a 4-3-3. Most important player Pablo Aguilar SPY to win the Clausura, 12% SPY to advance versus America, 47%. Club America haven't found much consistency this season, but are the reigning champion and more than capable of putting a run to the final together. Striker Nico Castillo's return from injury for the final 2 games of the regular season came at the perfect time for Las Aguilas, who will be going for a double after the Copa MX victory. Cruz Azul will have to be wary from set pieces. America has more over the 2018-19 seasons than any team in Europe's top 5 leagues, recording 0.65 goals per 90 minutes, compared to Liverpool's 0.59. Las Aguilas have second most shots of all teams this Clausura, 266, but are down in 11th with passes attempted, due to manager Miguel Herrera's more vertical playing style. A tight 180 minutes should be expected against their cross-town rival. Standard formation: a 4-4-2. Most important player: Nico Castellanos to win the Clausura, 17% to advance versus Cruz Azul, 53%.